Today, we're going to be talking about different SEO techniques.
I'm the captain now. Thank you for the kind introduction. My name is Captain Black Hat. First things first, we talk about keyword stuffing. As many keywords and as much content as much as possible all over the place, all over your website. More keywords, the better. The better you do that, the more keyword stuffing you get, the more rankings you get, the more traffic you get, it's the best.
That's not a good idea. So when we're talking about keywords, the alternate to that and the actual best practice that you should be following is not stuffing keywords into everything that you think that they could possibly go into. Really, when it comes to keywords, is you're trying to create good, high-quality content. And while it contains the keywords, we're looking for something that's a little bit more cohesive. We're looking more for the topic of those keywords, not just stuffing keywords everywhere they matter. Really, at the end of the day, you're not necessarily writing your content for Google as much as Google's reading it. You're writing your content for people. So if it's something that you would want to read and feel comfortable and educated and empowered by reading it, that's the kind of content you want to create, not just stuffing keywords everywhere.
Step number 2, cloaking. You never want Google to understand and try to rank your site legitimately. Show Google one thing and customers another and you'll win every time.
You definitely want to avoid this concept of cloaking at all costs. There's no value in trying to show Google or a search engine one thing and then showing your user something else. Now, on occasion, you may say, I don't want Google to find my shopping cart. It doesn't make sense for that to rank. And that's true. What you're trying to avoid here is convincing Google that your website is one thing and then showing users and convincing them that your website is something else. Cloaking offers no value to you or your business.
Step number 3, content scraping. Find a website you like and take the content. Take the content and the pictures and the product descriptions and anything else they've got that you want. You're a pirate. It's your website. So take the content and place it where you want. It helps your rankings and helps you grow.
I absolutely don't recommend that. Content scraping is just a no-go across the board. If all you have to do to grow your site is go and steal somebody else's content, that's just going to happen to you as well. Don't be stealing content from other people. Doesn't matter if they wrote great product descriptions or they wrote an awesome blog that you want to use. If you're taking that content and putting it on your own site, not only is Google going to give the value of that to the other website that you took it from, but it's going to devalue your own rankings. So avoid this at all costs. Not only does it hurt your website, it's also stealing.
The 4th and my personal favorite, the bait and switch.
I absolutely disagree with that entirely. This entire idea of bait and switch, not only is it difficult to do, but it's just not going to give you any good reaction on your site or any good value on the site. The entire idea of convincing Google that your site exists for one reason, let's call it you're a plumber and you're a plumber in San Francisco. And then as soon as you start ranking for plumber in San Francisco, you scrape all that content off and you plug in other content where you're trying to sell a software or something like that. You see this an awful lot with the multi-level marketing schemes and things like that, where they try to rank for something that's important to people and then they replace the content with something that's not important, just in an attempt to get leads or to get these people to give them their information. You definitely want to avoid that. Bait and switch is absolutely no value to you or your customer.
Now, like any good pirate, occasionally you do need to spend a little bit of money to get what you want. And what you want are backlinks. So go out, buy some. There's zero need to spend any energy or effort, just a little bit of gold.
Let's talk about this whole idea of buying links. You get on Google, you spend a little bit of time searching around for how do I buy links, how do I grow my website, how do I get more organic traffic, and you're going to see a ton of different places where you can buy quality traffic, they say. Let me tell you, and if it's the first time you've heard it, I'm sorry. Can't buy links or buy this kind of traffic to get you the results that you want. Not only does it go against Google's terms of service, it also goes against the entire practice of search engine optimization. Buying links, whether or not you believe or they believe they're quality or not, is not a good way to rank your website. You want to have your website rank because you're providing good quality content, you have good service, good product, and people want to link to your site naturally. That natural interaction and the natural process of building links, that's where the value comes in. Buying links is a great way to get your website kicked to the curb.
Now we move to spamming. You're already going to be looking at other people's social profiles or looking at their websites, so just leave comments with links back to your website or your social profiles. It's the absolute best way to get a lot of traffic that really, really wants to understand what you're selling or the service you're offering.
Now, it doesn't happen all that often, but you've probably experienced people going on your Instagram or your blog and just leaving comments that are constantly linking back to their profile or their website. Now, in certain circumstances, this may make sense. If somebody is commenting on your blog and they're linking to a related article, it might be on their web page, but it's related to the content, that's okay. Same when we're talking about Instagram or Facebook or something like that. There are circumstances where it makes sense. Going and leaving 500 comments on a blog that are all linking back to your website does not make sense. All that's going to do is get you blocked, get you blacklisted, and it's not going to drive consumers back to your site. They're going to look at you, realize you're a spammer, and stay away.
And the last is hidden text. There's no reason that people need to see the keywords you're targeting. What happens if your competitors are looking for them? Just take the keywords, make them the same color, put them on your website, and call it a good day.
That's not a good idea. I don't recommend doing that. So when we're talking about this concept of hidden text, it's not as popular as it used to be. It used to be incredibly popular for business owners and webmasters to hide text. So if you've got a white background on your site, they would hide a bunch of white text on the site as well, all with a bunch of keywords just stuffed in there. The idea was that the keywords were useful to Google. Google wanted to see them, but they weren't very useful to the consumer. The consumer didn't want to see them. So just by changing the font color, well, you can kill two birds with one stone. Get Google to recognize you, not irritate your customers. Well, Google obviously picked up on this practice pretty quick and put the kibosh on it a while ago. It's not as common, but you still see some people, especially those old school webmasters and old school SEO folks, still doing it. This is a black hat technique. Stay away from it.
Thank you again for having me, and thank you for watching and spending time with Captain Black Hat. Be sure to come back and learn all sorts of new tips about SEO. We'll see you next time.
If you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe. And if you're on YouTube desktop, be sure to hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we post a new video.